On today's Minute of the Apes, Pericles is like, "Ay," and Leo is like, "Ay," and they're both like, "Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Rockin' all week for you."
Divine bomb.
They are the good human and the dead human.
There is fire, there is smoke.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd, and I have to begin with this. After the calamity that was yesterday, having to do an episode twice, thank you for that wonderful open. Thank you for singing a song. Thank you for making me smile. That was a great open.
Hey, you haven't saved this one yet.
Yeah.
No, I now have the belief. I have the belief that I've got this conquered. You know, you do this kind of stuff for a living, you do this kind of stuff for fun, and you know all the ways in and out of around things, and sure enough, eventually it's going to slap your ass and make you look stupid. So, yeah. The great thing is we get to follow up yesterday's that we did twice with an equally dull minute for today.
Yeah.
Sean, why don't you tell us what's going on? Hang on. The one thing that's positive about this, we are 1 minute away from being in the hundreds, which means we are fucking close to the end like Sean promised. So, Sean, minute 99, tell us what's going on.
All right, we start minute 99 with something still coming out of the pod and ends with Attar saying that Semos has returned to us.
All right, here it comes. Minute 99 with lots of Semos talk. Planet of the Apes.
Pericles, how's better landing than me?
Sir, the prophecy is true. Semos has returned to us.
As of minute 99, we have an Oberon's worth of apes and humans, 2 displaced pods worth of humans and apes, so many wild humans in Ape City minus 2 gorillas, and a pod has arrived as the battle pauses.
Minute 99 shows us that we see the pod extending something out. The gorillas react in what is really, a pretty good shot of reflections in the visor of our little space explorer that then opens, and guess what, guys? It's Pericles. Did you see it coming?
Wah, wah.
So Pericles looks Semos. Now, I don't let me forget this. I want to go back to the realization that Semos with the visor going up. So everyone bows. I'm trying to look at that. I didn't really look before. Yeah, the humans continue to stand. Okay. Everyone bows except the humans. Attar takes off his helmet. All the monkeys are bowing, reveals Leo walking forward, Thade looking around as everyone else bows. Ari and Dana rise themselves and begin walking forward. Thade doesn't know what's going on. Leo walks forward, and thank God he steps forward so we can see him breathing heavy again because his shoulders are rising and falling because he's just so exasperated. He looks about. I don't know what he's confused about as he looks to everyone. Maybe he's looking at the kneeling monkeys, but he walks forward. Pericles gives him the thumb up. Is that a thumb up that he gives him?
Yeah.
It is a
They're
thumb
giving
up.
each other thumbs up.
So he does that. He walks around, takes the helmet off. Thade comes forward, and we get the proclamation that Semos has returned. So at the start, this shot inside the visor is probably the first interesting visual thing in this moment. Again, if everyone had been back and it was only Attar was in that reflection, and then you saw people coming forward. Think of what a powerful image that is too. It's almost like coming to the Savior. It's a missed opportunity again because it's simply reflect. We know he's there. We know
It wasn't
that
a surprise. Yeah, I mean, what? It's going to be Anne Ramsey behind that? No, we know it's going to be Pericles.
Well,
Come on.
especially then when you see the hand reach in to open it, and it's a fucking chip hand.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Didn't need his gloves for that.
No.
Well, the shot, I think what's weird about the shot in the visor is the fact that all the apes are moving and shuffling in the shot. But when we come back to Attar, they're all just standing there.
That's a good
like
catch.
it appears to be just a little bit of like motion, like they're moving away, moving near, moving something, and then they don't do anything.
I also think that then when they kneel after he opens, I don't know, there's a lot of different movement type things that we could have in that visor that are not there. It's a very staticky shot. So the reason I wanted to say talk about the revelation of Semos. The one time we really saw the image of Semos was inside Attar's
It looked like a
tent.
chimpanzee.
Was he wearing a helmet?
No, it just was like a stylized chimpanzee.
If he had some kind of halo
or an
look
outfit on.
that looked like that helmet, why do they? It looks like at that point it looks like any other fucking monkey on this planet.
Well, that's what I mean.
Why would he jump to Semos?
The prophecy is the Semos returns from the stars, and this is an atypical looking ape. I could see where you would jump to the conclusion that this is Semos, even though clearly Pericles was not Semos, and Pericles did not suddenly become Semos, lead them to an uprising, then fly off into space and come back. He just happens to be appearing at a different time, in the same way that Leo was thrown to a thing. You know what I mean?
But again,
there's nothing about this that says that he is the actual Semos.
And again, that's why image of Semos should have had some sort of spacesuit on, so it looked like him.
Well, the star fart should have lasted a little bit longer, or something to make it look more heavenly. They gave us the moment of it being heavenly, and then it just became the pod.
Right.
I mean, just the monkey coming out of the pod itself. I found the shot really odd when he says Semos and they all say Emos, and then we see him all kind of come down out of the shot, and then we have to pick it back up as they kneel, just a little bit before that. Yeah, they'll go out of the shot. I thought that was odd, right there. Like why kneel out of the shot?
That's actually, and I would, that's a weird edit too. You almost want to leave. I know what they're doing is trying to do the continuity of this to the wide shot, but you almost want to leave them so that the kneeling only begins in the wide shot.
There's, by the way, what Attar has been praying to in the tent. So,
may I? So I want to describe that to everyone.
It's just a stylized.
So it is a tarp. You've got one thing below it that looks like some kind of idol, little stone idol on a tabletop, but the tarp behind it has a monkey that sits in the heavens. Okay, maybe you could construe that the mouth of that around him looks like the mouth of the pod, but the monkey itself is a monkey wearing what looks like a yellow robe and maybe dark.
But the thing
leggings.
is, they shouldn't know about the pod because this is not Semos. This is Pericles, who has just shown up. The only other pod that has crashed was Davidson, so they have no pod reference.
But
the only one that's crashed is what we know as Davidson. You could build a religion about, because these apes landed on the planet. Maybe they saw the mouth of the pod. Whoever created the religious ideas could be from something like that.
But he's also atypical, which might make him stand out even more because he's not one of them. He's
right.
Something proto these guys.
So we
don't know is Pericles the equivalent of a child to them, or is he the equivalent of an undeveloped human, undeveloped ape? Does that make sense? Like a mentally retarded ape?
Was he the first one to speak?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe that could be.
Well, no, that was Semos. Well, Semos was one of the ones that did the uprising.
I feel like that all of this is. So we talked about what is this movie about. This movie could be about religion and where it comes from and what we create and how it's disseminated to people and how you could say something in this about that. But the problem is they've not defined any of those religious aspects outside of that we hear Attar grumbling about bow your head and this kind of thing. We don't hear any. We don't know a single thing about this for it to work.
So if we were to, from what I understand, if we were to take a child from 100,000 years ago, and a child, so that we're raising them now, they would be able to comprehend and grasp what everything is now. We'd be able to raise them to understand that. If they raise Pericles, it's always going to be a stupid monkey compared to them. So why are they? I mean, they don't know this yet, but they're praising something that is inherently way worse than they are, intelligence-wise.
Why is Thade so
Dismissive, or like he doesn't bow or anything?
He doesn't bow. He looks at them like, is he feeling the loss of his power, that he doesn't have power when religion is involved? Which would be another interesting idea, that true military maybe doesn't hold power when people believe in something beyond the simple physical. There's something to it, but Thade looks around and it's almost like a bit of anger, like
why are they bowing to him, and not me?
And let him say that.
Well, I mean, it would have been something that his father should have told him on his deathbed about Semos not being real, or Semos not being this. His father should have sown some doubt into him in this particular moment, so he reacts the way that he does.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if he's a religious ape like everybody else, he should be also kind of wowed by this. Unless there was a further discussion about the ship that crash landed, and this guy knows he's from the stars. I mean, there's all these possibilities of just being lost. Otherwise, Thade is just kind of like, he's lost his power and he's looking at everybody. He's lost his army.
Yeah.
Right? That's basically what it is. What I found odd is they are all just willing to let him walk up to
pick up Pericles and carry him around. Wait, my Christ figure just showed up, and you're going to just put him on
walk him up.
No, I'm surprised somebody didn't come up and try to rip him
and
down.
pull him on, and Pericles lets him know that it's okay.
Yeah.
The I think that Pericles lifting his thumb up was supposed to be the indication that they have a connection that allows him to get closer to him, but it's unnoticed by everybody else for it to have an effect. And continuing the fact that this last 20 minutes has either no dialogue or bad dialogue. Pericles, that landing was better than me.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, how about something like Pericles? You're
Good job.
You're lifesaver.
I'm glad to see you, buddy. Where have you been?
I've needed you for the last 100 minutes. Where have you been? But you know what I'm saying? I mean, Pericles, that was a better landing than me.
It doesn't say anything to the moment or his struggle to get where he is.
I keep leaning on lifesaver, but that's not good dialogue either. But something that says, Pericles, we may have lost.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
We may have lost everything, but I still have you, or something.
He goes,
I don't know.
He whispers to Pericles, "Man, buddy, I'm glad to see you. Play along. I have Semos, and I will break his neck if you don't fucking get back."
Well, and the sad thing is one of the easiest things in the world is if you evoke an animal
in jeopardy.
In jeopardy, or whenever they've done something to get approval, you're like, oh. And so when he gives the thumbs up, it should be a cute, sweet moment. Instead, that's why I had to ask. I'm like, is his thumb officially coming up when Marky Mark replies? He is so dismissive even of that.
Good job, buddy.
And that should be when he's like, pound his chest. God, I'm glad to see you. Anything like that.
Right.
But he's dismissive of this. This is effectively your child. Your child is basically saying to you, "Hey, Daddy, I did good," and then he goes, "Fuck off, man. Glad that's a great landing." Really?
Well, you know why? Because he's thinking, "Oh God, I got a pod now. I can maybe do something with that." Although, where's he going to escape to?
I'm going to leave Pericles here.
Yeah, he's just going to fuck off at some point.
See ya. Take the monkey. I'm out of here.
See ya, Cleese.
So he pulls Pericles out, and then we have Thade. So this is where I'm a little confused. Thade is clearly coming from the Oberon.
From the engine part,
But when we first saw the ship land, both Thade and Leo were looking to the right. And now they're both coming from the left.
Yeah.
Or the right. They were looking to the right, and now they're both coming from the right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I can kind of see. So what I'm thinking is Oberon is here.
Yeah.
Thade and Davidson were somewhere
He's pointing
deeper
to
in
the screen
here,
right.
But then Thade walked around that way and came up. That makes sense?
I guess
That's the only thing I can
just
see.
It's just a little odd because we kept seeing them on the screen.
different sides
We set them
of the
on
screen,
screen
yeah.
left at the beginning when they're watching the pod land. Anyway, so Thade begins to move forward, and of course Attar has to just kind of be. There's something really, really simple about this adherence to religion that I find troublesome in the way
all the answers.
Attar just assumes like, sir, the prophecy is true. Semos has returned to us.
Right.
And
They should have had these two characters should have had conversations about
Earlier,
Semos and
at the dinner
and
or
prophecies
whatever.
and things like that. For that to be a relevant conversation, that had to have happened before. They've never once discussed prophecies.
Prophecy, yeah.
None.
I actually needed Attar at this particular point to grab Thade's sleeve so that when he ushers the line, it just doesn't sound stiff. Like he's really believing this has happened, right?
Right.
Sir, the prophecy is true. Semos has returned to us. If he pulled on him, I would
almost
know.
as if he's trying to pull Thade down to kneel as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be great. You know, I had really thought that the whole prophecy in the prequels was the worst example of a prophecy just because you said there's a prophecy. This is worse.
Yeah.
They've not even mentioned it.
That's not mentioned.
And suddenly the prophecy is point of conversation.
Well, he's watching Leo run around with Pericles at this particular point, and he's like, "Sir, the prophecy is true. Semos has returned to us."
Get your God.
Illuminate a little bit more. Our adversary is our something,
right?
Just something to let us know that there's a reason why he's letting Leo
hold
on
carry
to
him
Pericles,
around like a baby, yeah.
Or something to pull Thade down to let him know that he's going to pull him back into this religion, while all the humans just kind of awkwardly stand around with bad wigs. So we basically what we have currently is the end. This is the resolution to the battle.
Mm-hmm.
The resolution to the battle is the Messiah monkey returns, and
I think that also, as you set that up, that's one of the reasons with the coming twist that's going to happen in this film that even feels more ham-fisted is because they want to make this the revelatory moment that somehow that the humans created the Planet of the Apes and all this kind of thing, and we're looking to all this iconography they've got about for them then to take and say, yeah, we're going to put one more twist on it. It's because this is so bad to begin with that it just feels like, oh, they knew it didn't work and they're going to go there. This is just...
Yeah.
Holy shit, bad.
Sloppy.
Yeah, it is. All right. That's enough on that. Minute 99. That's in the books. Everyone, have a great day.
Bye.
bye everybody.
Come in.